So activism is not only about being seen today, but it's about being seen time and time again. Uh, we have it where when we go out and we do these events and we cover them and recover them and show them over and over again, uh, it helps to span the time and the distance across our state and across our nation. So spanning the time and distance, the space-time continuum is Dan Folkman. Go ahead, Dan.
Thank you very much. Dan Folkman here. And I just want to say how pleased and honored I am to be invited to spend an hour with you talking about live streaming. I hope that we have a real opportunity to have some give and take and exchange. I've seen it happen in the 2 previous sessions. And so I really live off of that kind of interaction. And so I welcome that. I'm talking about live streaming, and most of the people who know me because of all the streaming that I've been doing and video work that I've been doing over the last several years, think of me as a videographer, but I'm not. I only picked up a camera really quite literally around 2011 when I retired from the university. I spent 39 years at UW-Milwaukee teaching adult education, community engagement, organizational development, and the like. So I was doing this kind of work, but as an academic. When I retired in 2011, you might recognize that date because a few other things were happening at the time. I picked up the camera, but not for social activism. I picked up the camera to document my father's World War II experience. I wanted to capture his stories about World War II and what he was doing back then. And I produced a 40-minute little documentary that eventually was used in his memorial. But I was hooked. I mean, I said, I can't believe this. I really enjoyed doing it. I enjoyed learning the editing. I had to teach myself editing. And with that, and all the activism that then exploded with around the Walker Act 10 and so on, I just started videoing all the programs, street activities, informational events that were being offered by our grassroots organizations. And I was really struck, which I knew all along, but I was really struck about, this is high quality adult community education that's going on across the whole bandwidth of our social movements and our community-based organizations. These were well designed, well thought out, well documented, and extremely well delivered content. And I'm saying, I love this video thing and I like the editing. Maybe I could do videos of these presentations and help to amplify the reach. And so I started doing that and spent almost every time I had the opportunity to go somewhere in Milwaukee, southeastern Wisconsin, but I was traveling all over the state. It didn't matter to me where it was. I wanted to capture this stuff. I can't exactly remember when. I do know it was in January in a slight snowstorm outside of Senator Johnson's office. And the snow was coming down slightly. And for some reason, I didn't pick up my video camera. I picked up my cell phone. And I said, what the hell? I've never done this before. I'm gonna live stream the event. It was a protest convincing Senator Johnson that climate change is real. You might ask, well, how did that go? But anyways, what it went was I was blown away because for the first time I went live on Facebook and all of a sudden I'm getting thumbs ups and hearts. from people watching this thing. And I said, I didn't expect that. Yet I was just blown away by it, and the immediacy and the interpersonal connection between myself and my friends on Facebook. I was hooked. I said, wow, this is really powerful stuff. And I've been trying to figure out how to do more live streaming than video and post editing, because if I can live stream, it's up. And then all I have to worry about is the next event, not spend hours and hours and hours post editing and the like. So then I began to have the dream. I said, wow, if other people were doing live stream and you're at an event, everybody has a camera in their hand. It's usually this way. And they're up there and they're doing something with their camera. And I said, if we could build a network of people who just wanted to show up at an event and be willing to live stream, we could create a network of video activists who would be sort of coordinating our efforts and be able to literally cover almost the entire state with documenting and sharing and putting an amplifier to the voices and messages and content that our organized community is delivering, again, at an extremely high level. So I want to talk a little bit about that towards the end of my spiel here. But if I can share with you my screen, bear with me here. So I'm assuming you can see my screen and live streaming from the field. This picture of me was taken at a all-day conference in Marshfield a couple of years ago. A friend of mine happened to be in the audience, and he sent me some pictures of not the event, but of me in the event. And I thought, well, that's pretty interesting. I wanted to share that with you because this was in Marshfield. But what I want to share now with you is some live stream samplers that I've done. So I'm going to now drop this down, and you're now looking at my hard drive. And there's a variety of video samples that I want to share with you. And of course, there I am, so you know this is my hard drive. What's coming up now, the November election, I thought, well, I'm going to do some live streams of just myself voting. And so that's what this is, the August primary vote. So I'm going to need some feedback from people. I don't know how the audio is going to come across, so let me know if it's okay or not. Well, and I'm voting. I'm going to cast my vote, not by mail, but by deposit. Although this is a mail-back ballot.
Can't hear it, Dan.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what to do to make it any louder. Thanks for telling me. Chris, if you have any ideas. But what this is just, the woman in pink was my wife. And I'm going up the steps to the Zeidler building in Milwaukee, and I'm going to drop off my ballot. I'm just talking about I'm going to do this. I'm going to vote. My wife just voted. All right, so that was the first segment. Let me stop this. That was the first segment. My going up to the city voting place in downtown Milwaukee and voting. I didn't expect that they'd let me film inside. So I walked inside and I told them I would really like to vote, video my handing you the vote and you placing it into the mailbox. And they agreed to do that. So this little segment is starts again back outside, but going through the door and actually casting the ballot.
Excuse me, Dan.
Yes,
I do have a suggestion. If you look at your settings, you can look at your personal settings under audio and make sure that you have automatically join audio by computer when joining the meeting checked.
you're talking about my Zoom settings.
Yes.
Let me, the people, hold on. I might have to close out on this. Hold on. Not on the Zoom. Let me just,
Yeah, you go up to the little shield in the corner.
hold on. I'm back with you now. And if I go to the little shield in the corner,
Yeah.
oh, up
Open
there?
up your settings. The little green one, open up your settings and look under the audio. And just see if you have automatically joined audio by computer when joining a meeting.
Can you
Check.
see my, can you
I
see my?
can't see your settings, no.
Oh, well, wait. All right. I can't, I automatically join audio by computer. That's
checked?
that's
That is
checked.
Okay, well, that was the only thing I could think of. If I think of anything else, I'll let you know.
Yeah, please do. All right. Let me go back to sharing.
There's also enable original sound, which helps with the EQ sometimes as well.
Is that in the settings again?
Yeah, it's in the audio part, I believe.
All right, let me try that again. I can do output louder.
Oh, it's under advanced, Dan.
Under advanced,
Yes, under advanced.
show in meeting options.
No, if you go under audio, down at the bottom on the right-hand corner, there's a tab for advanced.
I'm sorry, I don't see it.
Okay, you're in your settings.
Hold on, let me go to my settings again. Audio,
Yep. And down in the bottom corner, in the right-hand corner, there should be an
Advanced.
advanced tab.
yep,
And then in the advanced tab, there's show in meeting option to enable original sound from microphone.
share,
It's the only option there.
really?
Maybe your account doesn't have it. I don't know if it's different on different accounts.
That's too bad, I'm sorry about this. but-
Okay. Oh, it's no problem. Just, you know, we have what
yeah.
we have.
So let me continue. I raised the audio a little bit. I'm going to share the screen again. And as let's see, share. So this short clip was my going into the voting place in Milwaukee. But now I've worked out with the people there that I'm going to come back in and actually give them my ballot. Hi, folks. I just said I'm here downtown, about ready to cast my vote, and they're going to let me take you through the steps. But I think this is really fine. I'm approaching a Chandler building. I'm going into the building now. And, coming up to the door, and as I open the door, coming through. Now the guy's waiting for me. I worked this out inside the building. Oh, fantastic! Just let me get nice and good. Now, folks, I've got my ballot, and this is fabulous. They're going to now look at my ballot. Go ahead and speak loudly so people can hear. Fantastic. Thank you so very much. This is democracy in action. This is how it works. Thank you very much. Wow. I really enjoyed this. So folks, there it is. You witnessed my vote, and share this with our friends far and wide. This voting by mail is simple, it's direct. People are really friendly here. They take you, you saw it, just simply getting my ballot, checking my signature, my ward, it's all on the outside. You saw it. So thank you very much for watching, share, and have a great day. So those two videos, which was done in August, I hope the audio was a little bit better. But why I showed that is what I'm thinking about doing between now and November is to do another video of myself actually casting the vote, or going over to the the city drop-off locations and demonstrating in the video, first myself doing it, that voting by mail is easy, it's safe, people are open and responsive and helpful. It feels good to be able to do it. It's not dangerous. People are wearing masks in the time of COVID and the like. And I'm thinking live stream video is a good way to demonstrate to people that voting by mail in this time of COVID and all other things that are going on, we need to be able to fill the social media airway with examples of people actually going in and voting, and encouraging other people to do it themselves, to take a video of themselves or of a friend doing it, and just keep messaging, and then share it across your respective platforms. I plan to do that for myself actually voting, but Milwaukee will have 13 drop-off places now that people can go to. And I'm thinking, well, if I don't visit all 13, I want to visit a good number of those. And again, just simply showing people, this is where it is, this is what it looks like, talking with some of the staff people, again, just demonstrating messaging over and over and again. Voting by mail is available, it's safe, it's easy, and do it, share with your friends you're actually making the vote, and getting them to share it as well. So that's an example of one of the things that I'm going to be doing in my live streaming. I'm looking over here if there's any questions or anything. I got a whole essay there. It's longer than I can read. So I'll go back to sharing my screen again. There's a couple other things that I want to share with you. Not only as myself voting, but another example here, Building Unity Tour. Again, I'll play this. If the audio isn't what it needs to be, I can narrate over it. So, but what this is, Building Unity, many of you already know what Building Unity is. This group, they bought a van, a Winnebago, and before COVID hit, their plan was to go across the entire state with their van with signage across all sides and really emphasizing voter registration, get out the vote, canvassing, and the like. Their whole plan was built around the way we normally did it. And this was their first and only weekend. They were out in the Baraboo area with their van. And I was doing some live streaming. And I just want to share with you, because again, what I see is live streaming is a good part of it is theater. What we're doing as social activists, the projects and activities, we're messaging our social policy issues of grave concern. But we're also producing what I would call community theater. And Marshall McLuhan, I'll show you my age, the medium is the message. So I see myself as broadcasting the message through the street theater that our organizations are actually organizing and producing, and a tremendous amount of work goes into these productions. But here's a little clip on the first and only non-COVID site visit by Building Unity.
Hello, everybody. Again, this is Michelle coming with you again to where in Wisconsin are we? We are in the Wellness Center at the in Barrow, Wisconsin. House of Wellness. And I'm here with Mr. Tim Cornon. And you guys, I am here supporting on the Unity Tour, and it is an awesome day. I would like to thank Mr. Tim for, just building unity.
So what you're seeing here is Tim. He's the director of Building Unity. Our young lady here is she was going to become one of our partners, and her family came impacted with COVID and other related issues. So she's hopefully will be joining us again at a later time. But what this is showing is that you can bring your camera in and do these kinds of interviews. I'm going to just skip along because they go on here. But at some point, she mentions that she has her son with her. So let me see if this.
My son is here with me. I'm having a family event. I know, okay? The virus is here with me. My health. And I met Mr. Art and
Now, what a good-looking young man. He's actually a athlete, basketball and football. But again, what this is showing is this is building relationship. This is building unity. We're bringing people, the viewers, into our intimate family relationships. And I think this is really good product that we could be doing. And the message about getting out the vote, this is the background of it. And I think the two of them dovetail very nicely together. And so I'll go with that and come back and see if there's any questions. Aaron, if you're seeing any messages, you're voicing some of the questions, that would be helpful.
There's not any questions there now.
Okay.
For myself, what kind of tips would you give a very, very amateurish person who just has a halfway decent cell phone recorder? What kind of tips would you give, or what common mistakes do you see?
Okay, this is exactly where I was going to go.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to give a few samplers of what it's like to do. So I can go back and forth with that. And I'm going to now share the screen again. And so you'll see a few, and I've got more samplers to share with you, but here's the tips, Aaron, that you were talking about. And I want to talk about cell phone hotspots and gimbals. I want to talk about wireless mics. I want to really say you got to enjoy this stuff. You got to look forward to doing it. Here, join a network, and it helps if you have some friends on the network. At Zoom, StreamYard, and 5G. So those are the things I want to talk about, rather do it while you're looking at me. Aaron, and I like that you're on the screen with me.
I'm sorry.
And I like that you're on the screen with me. I think everybody else can see
Don't feel so lonely, yeah. You filmed me before. I hope you destroyed that evidence.
It's out there in the universe now.
A question did come in.
Oh, great.
Asking if you are willing to do a brief training.
Oh.
If we were to gather some folks together, and this is an anonymous question.
I would do somersaults. You may not want to watch me trying it, but yes, I would do training. I would really like to see if we could identify a small network of people to say, let's train and let's see if we can work together and coordinate. This is really, I see, transformative stuff. And again, what I'm saying is the product that our organizations like Wisconsin Grassroots Network, North Shore Grassroots, Citizen Action, Women's League, all of them are producing such great content. But we can through our social media reach and sharing with our friends across our different platforms, I've done video that had as many as several thousand views, or as few as a dozen. And to me, the difference between that is the degree to which people are working together, coordinating, and the like. So, and I'll get back to that over again before we get off.
Okay, well, you're probably going to do this, but you're going to have some contact information that you'll give us before you head out?
Yeah, and I think it's in the,
Okay.
yeah, it's somewhere. And I'm hoping that those people who are interested, maybe John with Grassroots Network, and or if people enter their contact information into the chat, then I can reach out to everybody, create a series of sessions that people want, and start making it happen. So I'm thinking that's what we could be doing, yeah.
Let me just repeat what you said there. You just said anybody who wants to do this sort of thing, a training, just put their information in the chat, the bottom of the screen, and Dan will try to arrange something if it works out.
If you put your name and email and phone number, I can copy and paste it onto a sheet of paper on my computer here. But Grassroots Network will also have a copy of the chat. So there will be more than one way that we can make sure that we do get together.
Okay, okay. Maybe make a quick note at the very end when you're leaving too about this. Thanks.
Remind me, yeah. So cell phone, as I said earlier, I had my video camera on the tripod and all this sort of stuff. It was starting to snow, and I didn't want to get my video camera wet. So I covered my video camera and I'm watching this thing and I'm saying, wow, I'm going to try live streaming. I never did it before. So this tool is, and this is an i8, so this is several years old. All right, so yeah, this is the thing now that I'm using to do all of my live streaming. I do still a little with the video camera, but this is the tool to do. Now, to get into the, not too deep, Aaron, you asked, well, what are the other tools that I need?
Yeah.
One of the big challenges for video live streaming is what is called bandwidth, or Wi-Fi or cellular data. How strong is your cellular signal? And will it stay strong enough throughout your entire live stream broadcast? So finding a place that has enough cellular data so that you can actually do the live stream is crucial. Hence, when you watching some live stream, sometimes you notice the image pixelates, or the audio breaks up.
Yep.
That's cellular data. That's the signal is too weak, and the computer inside is trying to keep up with what's coming in visually and audio, and then also pushing it out to the network. So my solution, and it's is a hotspot. You buy these at any of the cellular data stores. I think this was $50. I pay $20 a month for unlimited data. So it's a little bit of an investment. But if I got this, it's, and the hotspot creates the Wi-Fi network that my phone connects to. And the phone then uses this network. And it generally turns out that this network is a bit stronger than the one that's available. How they do that, because it's creating a network out of the available data in the first place, but it turns out to be just a little bit stronger. And now, so I hope everybody understands hotspot. That's what the term is. The settings in your phone it's just changing the Wi-Fi setting in your settings app to not what's out there, but to this creates its own Wi-Fi network. You connect to that and you're good to go. There's also apps that I go to many times. I Google to find out how much data, how strong is the signal at the place that I'm already standing in. So you can go and Google that. And this is the kind of stuff we can get into in great detail in the training that we could really be doing. So now I've got my phone and its camera, the hotspot. Now, when you watch people video, live streaming, because I'm watching them maybe more than what's actually going on, I find it fascinating. Most people are doing this. And, okay, they're doing this. And I know why, because the camera's up here. So they're not gonna, and I think some of the social platforms really are designed to have the video in portrait rather than landscape. But landscape is so much nicer. And so I try to encourage people to do it in landscape. You might have to set the settings in your phone again to allow tilt. That's a setting. So if you don't have it, it might be frozen there. And no matter if you do this or this, it still does what the portrait. So again, get familiar with your settings. You saw me struggle with the settings in Zoom, so I know the struggle associated with all of this. All right, so now we've got the phone, we've got the hotspot. We know which way to tilt. Try to do this. The other thing I want to talk about is how do you hold the phone so it's stable? These phones have really good self-stabilizing features built into them, but you're always going to get a little bit of that shake. And this next thing I'm going to show you transformed my work from shaky, handheld, do-it-yourself kind of quality to instant, stable, steady video image. And the device is called a gimbal. I don't know if people heard that name, but a gimbal. Pardon?
I didn't hear you. Say it again.
It's called a gimbal, G-I-M-B-A-L. And here, this is one. This is a gimbal, and the phone is mounted on the gimbal. Let me try to show you this. So I'm taking my phone now, and I'm going to just mount the phone on my gimbal. And I balance it a little bit, and then I turn it on. And now, did you see how that automatically got really solid? Aaron, you weren't watching, Aaron.
I got the gist.
Folks, that's why I like to see everybody, because I know who. But watch this. The gimbal.
Hi.
This is amazing. Now I'm doing all this movement, and I can go back here, and the video image itself is totally stable. It's professional looking. Yeah, the person at the end of this arm still is an amateur, but boy, this transformed my video work. So what I'm really saying is I paid maybe $225 for this, but I've encouraged a number of people to go out and spend some money to get a gimbal. Makes a big difference.
So it transforms your phone into a Steadicam.
Exactly, it's a Steadicam, right? There's a ton of these out there, but again, during our training sessions, we could talk about equipment, share with each other what we bought, what we would wish we hadn't. I've spent a young fortune on some equipment that I don't use anymore. So now what did I do? Where am I now? I got my phone, looking for my phone. My phone, which is hotspot, right? It's horizontal, right? If I need to go vertical, look at that. 2 clicks on a button on this thing, it automatically does it. It's just, go back to that. There's actually, I can, Aaron, if I'm videoing you, I can draw a little box around the head on the screen that I have. And if you move, it follows you. Yeah, that's following you, see? Duck down, you know, it's amazing.
So that's part of the gimbal, or that's part of your
No,
phone?
part of the gimbal. The gimbal is stabilizes the image. There's like 3 motors in the gimbal device, one here, and one back there. So it feels solid. That's how it stabilizes vertically, horizontally, and forward and backward. Forgot what I was going to say, but
Okay.
all right. So phone, holding it correct. Look at, I can go this way. It just follows everything. It's amazing. Now watch what happens when I turn it off. It's a little robot. Okay, so that's a gimbal. Totally transformative. I've got some video that I can show you what I've done with doing that in some of my video work. The next thing is audio. How do I get good audio out there? I mean, and a lot of people who are doing any kind of video work, they're saying you got a camera, it's doing video, but they say sound is actually more important than the video. And they say people can tolerate shaky video. They have a higher degree of tolerance, but they really get impatient if they can't hear it. And like you just did, I couldn't figure out how to make the computer here give Zoom the audio. Wireless microphone. And I've got several that let me put my camera up here again, that I bought. And so I went through a learning curve with that. Again, if we have a group of people who want to join together and go through a training and co-teaching each other, that would be fabulous. Rode microphone. Rode microphone. These two little, it's Rode, R-O-D-E. That's a manufacturer name. Actually, it might be Australian. But this came out a year or so ago. And again, I think this is around $200. Let's see. This little cube is actually the microphone. And if you see there, that's the mic. And it's in this cube. I can put it here. And there's no wires. This box is the receiver. And I connect the receiver to the phone. There's a little dongle that connects it. I'll show you here. This is the little connector that goes into the iPhone. And now I've got a video camera that's also capturing the audio from the lavalier to the receiver into the phone. I hope I'm being clear. Now, the gimbal and this, suddenly the image is stable and the audio is clear, right? Let me show you one more little trick. Now, I'm just blown away about how powerful this little thing is. This is the microphone again. And I can be 30, 40, 50 feet away, or even more actually, and with my camera. But if you're wearing the lavalier, it's like I'm talking to you right up front. I mean, there's no distance here. Wireless mic. What I do now is, if I'm out in the field and say I'm at a protest, and I think I've got some video in my samplers that show this, that I'm walking around with my gimbal and my camera, and I'm talking into my camera as I'm videoing as well. Say, hi folks, here I am. I'm out at the George Floyd protest here today, Saturday in Milwaukee. And I just want to share with you, this is really fabulous. Protest, you notice everybody is wearing masks. Yeah, I'm narrating what's being broadcast, and I'm able to walk through the crowd, keeping social distance, and the like. Now, I'm primed for doing some interviews, field interviews with folks. I got my wireless mic and high tech stick of wood, right? Stick of wood, and I just clap it on the end of my wood, right? And
You got a boom.
I got a boom, right? And so, okay, now I'm reaching across, and now Aaron, I've got my mic right up next to you, and you're talking, and I'm a good 6 feet away easily. So this is safe. What's one of the big problems when you have a microphone out in the wind?
The wind noise.
Wind noise. A sock. All right. This is a homemade sock that actually this comes with a little sock with it, but I also, I can just drag this over, and there it is. I got now really good audio because I'm up close to you and I'm far away. This is cutting down all the wind noise. So the quality of sound, the quality of stability, the signal strength is all now working very nicely with me. And it's all done for, well, it's affordable. It's not a throwaway, but it's affordable. And I think the product is good. All right.
I wonder what Edward R. Murrow would have done if he had had the technology. But I was going to ask you, could you spell the name of the gimbal? The gimbal, is it gimbal or gimbal?
Gimbal, G-I-M-B-A-L. That's the generic name. So if you just Google gimbal, it's stabilizers, and there are just hundreds of them. The gimbal here, again, in the training or in the discussion group that we could create, we could talk about who owns what gimbal, what are the advantages. But this is Osborne Mobile 3. I believe it was $225. Best money I ever spent. Oh, by the way, you take this gimbal, notice it has a tripod so I can stand up, right? Or I can take this off and put it on a monopod like this. You with me? So now at this end of this monopod, I can extend my monopod out and just do an aerial over the crowd. And again, this is a gimbal on the end of this long stick, right? So it's stable. So it's like having my own little drone. It is, it's amazing. I've done in you know how you are at a protest and the speaker platform. I put where is it? I put the microphone on the platform where the speakers are, and it's broadcasting back to the receiver, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm running around in the crowd. I'm moving around in the crowd, giving the viewers good audio, stable video, and a stream of different angles. I've learned to screw up enough courage in myself to go behind the speakers and shoot over the back of the shoulder of the speaker so the audience can actually see what the speakers see. I mean, so you begin to understand. So wait a minute, this is a theater. This is a stuff that people want to. They give them a surround kind of experience.
In-person experience.
Yes, thank you. And a little bit of this technology. I don't know, $100 for this stick. You don't have to spend that kind of money, but there it is.
Someone just commented that the high level angle is the only ones that have sometimes survived, you know, to get into the media. The only ones that really get you a decent shot of what's actually happening.
Right, I think that's true. And I've been in some of my videos, you know, they always have speakers at a podium, which is, I'm just blown away. I'm saying this over and over again, blown away by the quality of those speakers. I mean, this is good content that's being delivered at a protest, and everybody's just waiting to get out to march. Well, I've got I videoed live streaming the entire event, the speakers, and then I walk along with the crowd, live broadcasting.
Yeah.
And interviewing people as I go. When, you know, my favorite line is, "Hi, live on Facebook, wave," and people wave and they just naturally do this. And then I take my monopod, do a high view image of it, and yeah, so people then can see how big the march is, and it's.
Yeah, we just had a question.
I just want to, and what I'm after are those hearts on Facebook, right? You know what I'm talking about. I work for hearts. John, you were saying something?
Yeah, we had a question. Somebody wanted to know what this was compatible with. Is this compatible with Android? Was the question.
Totally, yes. I did my original videoing with Android. I left my phone in the bathroom in a public place long enough for it to be stolen. So my wife says, "Here, have my old iPhone," because she wanted to buy herself a new one. So that's how I got my i8. My wife gave it to me. But the iPhone and the Android, totally. And if you're live streaming, you need to live stream to a destination. Otherwise, you're videoing and saving it on your phone. I think the Android, by the way, is better to use in terms of saving large video files. Apple's a little constrained, but that's all going away very fast. But once you've live streamed to Facebook or to YouTube, now any of those devices doesn't matter anymore, because now it's on Facebook. And how it got there doesn't matter. You're able to watch it. You're able to, if you post it on your own page, you can download a copy of it onto your hard drive, post, edit, all the like. And again, these are all the kinds of things we could get into the weeds.
Would you recommend is there a reasonably priced, what do you call it? Not a photoshopping, but to just clean it up before you would post it? You know what I mean? Something that an amateur would be interested in?
That could be very, and the answer is absolutely yes. iPhone or iMovie, I think comes with the iPhone. And a lot of work is being done now with the live streamer doing maybe 5-10 minutes of video, and then finding a corner, sitting down for 10 minutes, doing a few very quick post edits, trimming, and not much more than that. But within 5-10 minutes, you can hit send and send it, post it on your Facebook page, and you're off. So a day event could consist of 2, 3, or more short 5-10 minute video clips with a little bit of quick editing between them. So maybe you do 10 minutes of video, 10 minutes of quick editing, and then 10 minutes to find the next place and where you want to do the next 10 minutes. So you're doing little sets. Why is that good? What's the attention span of somebody on Facebook?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know, people on Facebook many times don't even have the audio on because they're doing too many other things. But Facebook, if you have somebody on for a minute or more, you've got their attention. So starting and stopping during a hour and a half, 2 hour event, what does that do for you? It gives you the opportunity to do some nice little post editing before you send up your product. But it also means within that time period, you're at now a different set of potential viewers. We're going to see you come online and they've never seen you before. Am I being clear with that? So that, because Facebook just has stream of people moving, scrolling and clicking. So they scroll, click, scroll, click, right? Know how the user or viewer is relating to your product. Again, I think really helps us understand the goal here is I want to share this content. I think it's incredibly important. I want to reach more people than the 50, 60 people who showed up to the protest. And I think we could be reaching hundreds and even thousands of people statewide with a little bit of organizing.
Here's another quick question here. Any experience with stingrays? We learned having your phone in VPN mode makes it less likely that your phone will be interrupted.
I don't know about stingrays, but again, what we could be doing in our training is, well, let's look into it. Let's do a little bit of research on what the stingray technology is. I've looked at hotspots, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the big things that the professionals are talking about is because they know that if their signal strength drops, their image, their audience demands perfect, high quality stuff, stable stuff. So the term that I'm familiar with is bonded. They're bonding one or more data streams like AT&T, Verizon. You know, I'm missing on the word, but your provider. I have this is an AT&T account, and it only creates a hotspot using the one phone number I have for AT&T. Now imagine something this size, but it actually has 2 or more phone accounts, cards. So I have an AT&T card, I have a Verizon, I've got, so now this crazy thing is picking up signal from these different providers, bundling them together, and then pushing my video out to the internet. And
that's really good. That's really good information. I think her question was about, purposeful interruption by authorities. That's what I gather when she mentions VPN,
I'm sorry, yeah.
If
Go ahead, VPN.
You know what VPN is, yes?
No, say so, because I really don't, I'm sorry.
Okay, well, I only know this because living in China, if you want to get anything that's not blocked by the government, you need a virtual personal network, a VPN.
Oh, okay.
That allows you to change your address and get around the authorities trying to stop. I think that's what she was getting at.
Oh, the closest, and that'd be interesting to do some research on, all right? What I've been focusing on was not so much worried that the government is going to shut me down, although now that's a different story, but just simply worrying about not having enough bandwidth. And this, while I'm still on a public account, AT&T, this is a unique Wi-Fi network that only my phone knows exists. And if somebody else in the crowd say I'm going to see if there's any other Wi-Fi available so they can steal some of my bandwidth, my signal name will come up, but you have to have a password. And so they're not going to figure out how to do that.
Okay.
But again, I'm excited about the idea if there's a small group of people who want to get together and really explore this.
Yeah, I've already gotten about at least 3 contacts. And anybody else who wants that, I guess just send it through the chat here, the chat window, and I'll save them and forward them on to Dan.
How much more time do we have here?
I think we're about there.
Really?
If you got any closing remarks, now's the time to make them.
I'm going to be doing on the 24th with Building Unity. They've been organizing statewide caravans of cars, because this is COVID time, but now a caravan of cars driving around their different locales throughout the state on Saturday, October 24th. All right. Now imagine this. Tim Gordon from Building Unity calls me up. He says, Dan, do you want to do this? You want to live stream this? He's asking me to live stream a number of caravans that are happening simultaneously at different locations around the state. Quick, how am I going to do that?
Not if you're doing many of them, I don't know.
All at once, all at once.
You need to have assistance.
Yeah, well, here's what we're playing around with is, all right, I'll create a Zoom session, all right? Here, everybody here, they could be anywhere in the state. They could be anywhere on the planet, actually. I got a Zoom session going now. And I said, okay, you got a caravan of people in their cars driving around in the different states. Give me one person in each caravan, right, who is willing to call into my Zoom, right, be willing to talk about what's going on as they're driving around, put the camera out the window and show what's going on, right? And now every square that's on your screen right now is a different caravan at a different place within the state. And we can then be talking about, and they could be sharing their views and ideas and the like with each other in the caravan as it's going all around the state on one Zoom session.
That's really cool. Is there
I think it's amazing.
Out there on Facebook or something that people can go to?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that again.
Is there an event published on
Yes.
Facebook or somewhere that people can go to?
Yes, Building Unity, Wisconsin. That's their web page. They have a Facebook page with the same name, but you go there, look at their events, and they're talking about it. They're organizing it right now. Tim Gordon is the leader of all of us. He's really fabulous. And but this is the beginning of a different. This technology suddenly transforms me, a lone wolf with my camera, my gimbal, my microphones. Now I'm connected to a network. And we've got a Zoom, who not only allows us to do this kind of a meeting or conference session, but it actually allows us to do live streaming simultaneously, literally anywhere in the world. I'm part of groups that have discussion groups. We've got people on our discussion groups around the world. Germany, Australia, you know, there's no big deal anymore. It's
Yeah.
Yes.
We're 2 minutes over right now, but I wanted to say that you are getting people asking to be able to connect. What is the best way to connect? What is the best way to connect with you?
Well, I'll gather these addresses, but Dan, give your contact too, please.
All right. That's let me get into. All right. I'm entering my email. It's DVFolkman, FOLKMAN @gmail.com. DVFolkman@gmail.com. And I ask that in your email to me, in the subject line, just type live streaming group, so that it stands out for me, so I see, okay, this is person coming in from this, and I'll I'll look at that. I'll get your email off of that as well. But and then I can reach out to everybody, and the sooner the better.
EB. I'm sorry, I wasn't hearing all the letters. EB Folkman?
No, D as in Dan,
Oh,
V as in Vance, my middle name, Folkman, dvfolkman@gmail.com.
you said V as in Vance, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we will also be sending all that information out in an email after the event. We're going to send all the contact information for all of our participants that are all of our presenters. So if anybody misses it, don't worry. We will definitely get it out. Dan, I also wanted to just quickly mention that I think this goes hand in hand with the bird dogging, because with the bird dogging, it's huge to have somebody there filming you. It's really necessary. So I hope we can hook up with that too, and maybe work with you a little bit on the bird dogging as well.
Both the bird dogging and the music, as I said, our product is social movement groups. We're messaging, but we're messaging through street theater. This is a powerful mechanism here, and the live streamer at these events is the one that will allow us to bundle all this stuff and get it out there at multiple platforms. So this isn't either or. This must have all working together. And again, our little planning group could be talking about how do we coordinate ourselves and make sure that we're all connected. So if I'm asking people to do live streaming from within their car at a caravan, why couldn't I ask somebody to do some live streaming on a Zoom call at a bird dogging event, and have 2 or 3 people at that same event on the Zoom? It's amazing. There's no limit to this stuff. This is, I think, transformative for all of us.
Okay, thanks a lot.
I hope I was did good, and look forward to your messages.
Thank you, Dan. It was awesome.
Thank you.
Dan.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Okay, and again, I would like to thank our sponsors, Building Unity, Wisconsin Grassroots Network, and the DPW Progressive Caucus, our Grassroots North Shore allies, our tech team, Julie Kriegel, Bob Kriegel, and Chris McDonough. I'd like to thank, I'd like to thank our presenters. I almost called them presentators. And our participants. Thanks everybody for coming. We will now take an hour lunch break. Please rejoin us at 1:40 when we'll hear from our next skill building.